November 10th, 1975. A monstrous storm tears across Lake Superior, waves higher than houses, winds screaming at 90 miles per hour. A 729-foot freighter, the SS Edmund Fitzgerald, is fighting for her life. Then, without a single distress call, she disappears. 29 men gone. To this day, no one truly knows what happened beneath those black waters. In the 1970s, the Edmund Fitzgerald was more than just a ship. She was the queen of the Great Lakes. At 729 feet long and weighing over 26,000 tons, she was the largest and most admired vessel to ever sail the inland seas. Built in 1958 at the Great Lakes Engineering Works in River Rouge, Michigan, the Fitzgerald was a technological marvel, owned by the Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company and operated by the Columbia Transportation Division of Ogilvy Norton. Her captain, Ernest McSorley, was a veteran sailor nearing retirement. He was known for his precision, discipline, and calm presence under pressure. His crew, 28 men, were a mix of seasoned sailors and young recruits. They carried iron ore pellets from the mines near Duluth, Minnesota, down to steel mills in Detroit and Toledo. Lake Superior, though stunningly beautiful, had always been treacherous. It was said, "Superior doesn't give up her dead." Beneath the surface lay thousands of wrecks, silent tombs to ships that underestimated her fury. On November 9, 1975, the Fitzgerald departed from Superior, Wisconsin, loaded with 26,116 tons of taconite pellets. Alongside her was another freighter, the Arthur M. Anderson, captained by Jesse Cooper. The two ships would sail together, at least for a while. The weather forecast warned of rough conditions, a gale-force storm developing over the plains, moving northeast. But storms on the Lake Lakes were nothing new. The Fitzgerald had survived worse, or so everyone thought. By dawn on November 10th, the storm intensified. Gale-force winds roared, and visibility vanished in freezing rain and sleet. Waves climbed to 25 feet, occasionally bursting over 35. The Fitzgerald radioed the Anderson. Captain McSorley's voice remained steady, but concerned. "Anderson, we're holding our own," McSorley reported over static. Hours later, his tone changed. "Anderson, I have a fence railed down. 2 vents lost. I've got a bad list. I've lost both radars. I'm taking heavy seas." The ship was blind, navigating purely by compass and instinct. Darkness fell early. The storm reached its peak, winds howling over 90 miles per hour, waves hammering like steel fists. At 7:10 p.m., the Anderson radioed again. "Fitzgerald, how are you making out?" McSorley's reply was calm, almost eerily so. "We are holding our own." Those were his last known words. Moments later, the Fitzgerald vanished from radar. No distress call, no SOS. One moment she was there, the next, gone. The Anderson tried to raise her, scanning the violent black horizon, but there was nothing. Only wind, only waves, and the relentless sound of the storm, consuming everything in its path. The U.S. Coast Guard launched a search the next morning. The Anderson turned back through the storm, risking everything to look for survivors. What they found chilled them to the bone. The Fitzgerald's lifeboats were destroyed, ripped apart. Her life rafts floated empty, torn and twisted. No bodies, no wreckage of significance. The ship seemed to have vanished whole. For days, rescue crews combed the freezing lake, but nothing surfaced. The weather refused to calm, as if Lake Superior herself wanted to keep her secret. On November 14th, sonar teams detected a large object 530 feet beneath the surface. It was the Fitzgerald, broken clean in two, bow and stern resting apart on the muddy floor of the lake. The discovery raised more questions than answers. Why had she broken in half so suddenly? Why no distress call? How could a ship so large vanish in seconds? Divers who visited the wreck described it as an eerie scene. The ship's bow was buried deep in the sediment, as if driven downward with incredible force. The pilot house was crushed, windows shattered inward. No sign of explosion, no fire. Just destruction, silent and final. Investigators proposed several theories. Structural failure? The Fitzgerald may have suffered metal fatigue after years of stress in heavy seas. Flooding. Her massive hatches might have failed, letting in tons of freezing water. Rogue wave. A monstrous Three Sisters wave could have hit her, bending the ship until she snapped. Navigational error. With radar gone, she might have struck the shallow reefs near Caribou Island. No theory ever fully fit. Captain McSorley was known for caution. Could he have sailed too close to danger? Or did something entirely unexpected happen that night? Something no one could have predicted. Even the crew's families never got closure. The lake gave back nothing. Not a body, not a trace. The loss of the Edmund Fitzgerald remains one of the greatest maritime mysteries in American history. Every November 10th, the Mariners' Church of Detroit tolls its bell 29 times, once for each soul lost. Singer Gordon Lightfoot immortalized the tragedy in his haunting ballad, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. His lyrics captured what no investigation could explain: the human sorrow, the unanswered questions, and the respect owed to a lake that can take life without warning. Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? To this day, divers and historians revisit the wreck, documenting her condition, searching for clues. But the lake keeps her secret well. Perhaps, as many locals believe, the Fitzgerald is still down there, sailing silently through the dark water, her crew forever keeping watch.